okay? And mind you, the clouds, it's gonna get that in the song, the clouds are his chariots, okay? So the same way they looked up, they seen a cloud receive him. Basically, he got beamed up like they say on Star Trek. And they're looking up, and they seen two angels, okay? And the angels was like, yo, man, why you such an awe? The same way he left is gonna be the same way he's gonna come back. You know, he ain't gonna come back through a fat nigga named the Comforter, man. You know, he's not gonna come back like that. That's not according to prophecy, man. He's gonna come back through the chariots, man. He's gonna get beamed down. That's why Comfy tried to slide that in there. Say he got beamed up on at Mount Sinai, man.
This is Psalms 104:3. It says, "Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters."
Yeah, the waters is the Shemayim. You know, the sky is actually it's a water, man. Okay. Not only is it a different water, and we ain't talking about actual water. You gotta get into the scriptures, man. You can't be a slow belly, man. You gotta get into the scriptures, because when it says in Genesis, it says made the waters inside the waters. That's just a atmosphere, man.
Yeah,
okay.
Like,
go ahead.
I'm gonna say basically pretty much oxygen is a type of water.
It's a form of water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a form of water, kind of, because we can breathe that just like H2O. Fishes can breathe that, but we can't breathe that. You know what I'm saying? We breathe oxygen, which is a form of water, man. All right, so the Lord basically just separated those different forms of water for different creatures to breathe in, man. Okay?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, Psalms 104:3. Who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters.
Yeah, the beams of his chambers. A chamber is a house. Okay? So he leave the beams of his chambers in the waters. Okay, go ahead.
Who maketh the clouds his chariot.
Who make the clouds his chariot. That's why you see on Independence Day and all these alien movies, especially the new ones, they always come from the clouds, man. What's that one that you showed that
Rival.
They left in the clouds when they turned into clouds. You know, they had one video I seen, a lightning struck, and you could see the chariot, the outside of the chariot, man. You know, but Esau said that the lightning malfunction, the defensive, it don't work like that. It don't have a chariot don't have malfunctions, man. You know, what I seen was that chariot let loose one of those beams, man. You know what I'm saying? And we thought it was thunder. You know? That's what I seen. I was like, when we were reading in 2nd Ezra, I said, damn, man, that chariot let loose one of them, the laser concentrated heated lasers, man. You know? Because when we see lasers, we think red. It ain't got shit to do with red. It could be a lightning bolt. That's concentrated heat. Turn your ass to powder, man. You ever seen somebody get hit by a lightning bolt? They be standing, and after they get hit, they're instantly laying down. Like, you don't see him go down. You just see a light hit, boom, and he laid out, smoking.
Roasted.
But these chariots is gonna be 10 times hotter than that, man. You're gonna be like on a worlds. You're gonna be a pile of pixie dust, man.
Hey, you know what's crazy? When they were showing that NASA video, when they was out in space and they had that tether kind of measuring the chariots, and they shot at. Man, I just lost my train. Fuck. Yeah, and it moved, but damn, I lost my train of thought. My bad. Damn, man.
Yeah, come back. Let's see, man.
It says, who laid the beams of his chambers in the waters. Who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind.
Yep, so remember, and it says the wind was carried across the waters, man. You know? So basically, Yahweh Shai said, in Acts said, a cloud received them out of their sight. And it says, why marvel? Basically, the same way he left is going to be the same way he came. So if he make the clouds his chariots, you know what I'm saying? A chariot is a riding device. A car is a chariot. a train, an airplane as a chariot. Okay? You don't be basic and think a chariot is an Egyptian wagon, man. And a horse gotta be on it, man. You gotta be spiritual, man. Okay? A chariot is talking about those UFOs, man. Okay?
2 Kings chapter 2 verse 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 11. And it came to pass that they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven.
There he got beamed up, man. That's where they get all them ideas from, when a circle always comes down. What the hell, everybody universally get beamed up the same? Everybody, a light comes down, you know what I'm saying? And then it pulls somebody up, man. They read the scriptures, man. But then they'll tell you not to believe in the scriptures. That's why the scriptures say learn not the way of the heathen, man. Esau's cunning, man. He'll sit there and read the scriptures and be like, oh, man, you shouldn't believe in this. And then he'll go and put it in movies, and he'll go and actually pray to the Most High against you, man. Go ahead.
And Elisha saw it, and he cried, my father, the chariot of Israel.
Yep, the chariot of Israel, a cloud. Okay?
Hey, it didn't say it didn't say everybody.
Yeah, it's not the chariot of the world, man. It's a chariot of Israel, man. Like, yo, man, this dude's got beamed up. He said, oh, it's aliens, and he started taking off.
Yeah.
That means he knew, like, he was amazed, but he knew, like, damn, that's, you know, he probably like, damn, that's one of them Jones that led Israel out of Egypt, man.
Fire by day, fire by night, cloud by day. Hey, that's one right there.
Yeah, yep. Cloud by day and a fire by night, man. That's why I say chariots don't malfunction. They can light up and do anything, man. You know? Go ahead.
It said, and the horsemen thereof, and he saw him no more, and he took hold of his own clothes and rent them in two pieces.
That's right. So he didn't do that out of shock. He did that out of celebration, because the Lord had beamed Elisha up, man. So when you watch Star Trek, War of the Worlds, and they do all that beaming up, they get that from the scriptures, man. These people aren't intelligent. They're smart enough to study. They're smart enough to study the scriptures, man. You gotta be a paleontologist to be a movie director, man. Any collegiate student that's real smart gotta be a person of the Bible, man, before anything. You know? You gotta study paleontology. No, theology.
Theology, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Salakia, theology. You know?
Nasty.
Oh, it's somebody right there.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hey, read what you had again in the Ezra where it said about the thousands in heaven.
Second Ezra 13:3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven, and when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him.
Now he said that man, who is that man? That's the son of man, the son of Yahushai, okay? Wax great with the thousands of heaven. Alright, that's where you read in Revelations, where it said that you had Michael and his angels against Satan and his angels, okay? So that's all of them. Can you read this for me out?
And they ain't talking about no war in space.
Yeah, kinda. It's no Star Wars. There's no Star Wars.
There ain't gonna be no spiritual, they flying around, pew, pew, pew. No, it ain't none of that, man. That's talking about Esau, man.
Yep.
Satan and his angels are Edomites, man.
Yep.
You know?
Because Satan is what? What does Satan mean? It means adversary. Okay? So basically somebody that's against you, man. Your enemy. Alright? And Satan is an adversary, Yahushua. Basically, you got the Lord, the Most High right here. You got Yahushua on the right hand and Satan on the left hand, man. Okay? And they adversaries because you got one controlling the demons, so to speak. You got one controlling the righteous angels, man. Alright? Go ahead.
Psalms 68, verse 17. The chariots of the Most High are 20,000.
The chariots of the Most High are 20,000. Go ahead.
even thousands of angels,
even thousands of angels who wax great with the thousands of heaven. Go ahead.
the Lord is among them as in Sinai in the holy place.
The Lord is among them. Okay, we just that proves, what else does that prove? That the Apocrypha ain't null and void, man.
And as
All
a
right.
side note, you know, the Sinai is where we got the commandments.
Yeah.
You know, when the clouds and the dark clouds was thundering, the Lord was amongst that situation, man.
Because Moses went up and talked. Moses went up and talked, and that's when Israel started doing some dumb shit, started building a calf.
Because mind you, the person that the Most High dealt with one-on-one, it was Abraham, man. You know, when he we said basically Abraham asked to see him, and he said Moses, like it.
Yep.
It was Moses, like it. And he said, you can't see me.
God,
And he walked by and said, you struck the rock, man. It was like, you know, I was here, like, you know, like you know, I'm hanging around. You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh Shah is always around that situation, but Moses was like the only person that dealt with the Most High actually one-on-one. Because when you read all these scriptures and you go into all these stories and you hear about the Most High said this, the Most High said that, those are angels, especially in Ezra. It'd be like, and thus said the Lord. And thus said the Lord, and the Most High said this. That's an angel coming down and saying that, man. Because he was talking to an angel at one point, and then you say, and thus said the Lord. You're like, wait, I thought he was talking to an angel, man. Why all of a sudden switch to the Most High? Because that angel, he was talking to him, angel went and sent that message to the Most High, and Most High came and said, thus said the Lord. Came back and that's what he said. But you talking about one-on-one, the Lord ain't sitting on angel, that was Moses, man. But in Mount Sinai, Yahweh Shah was there. In Egypt, Yahweh Shah always was there, man. He was in training, man. You know, like when it says trail me, man. Somebody that you're training, they gotta work right there. You know, watch this. I'm about to, you know, show you how it's done real quick. You know, this is how you do these people. They kind of hard headed, but they cool though. You know, this is how you doing. I want you to go and lead them. I want you to see how you do that. You know, lead them through the wilderness. Turn that way. Why we turn this way? You know, the land of flowing milk and honey is right up the street. Nah, turn that way, man. Turn that way. You just do what I tell you. Type of thing, man.
Because he told Moses, he said, if you see me, then you're going to die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you had the story, I believe it was Samson's parents, that they thought they said, oh, we see the Most High, we're going to die. He was like, no, I'm just letting y'all, I'm trying to find a story now. You know, I don't want to butcher it at all. You know what I'm saying? But that was the purpose why he couldn't see him, because, hey, you think about that glory, man, you can't handle it.
If Moses was just around the Lord, and he had to come with a veil over his face, because wisdom maketh your face to shine, man.
Yeah.
He was gonna fuck everybody else up just for hanging around him, man.
Yeah.
It's like he was radiated with wisdom, man. You know, like you around a nuclear fallout, you come around other people, man. You contagious like a motherfucker, man. You know.
Might have been some wisdom that they couldn't handle. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it was, it's so powerful that it can fuck your shit up, man. You know, because Moses most likely, Moses was clean. He washed his body. His body was clean. He didn't was dealing with no woman before he went to the Most High. Now you think about somebody, he come off Mount Sinai with all that wisdom, all that glow about him, to a nigga that just got out some box, man. You know? He's totally out the loop, man, and he can't handle that shit, man. Yeah.
Right. Oh, yeah, God. 144 on the plate. Yeah, he might spontaneous combust like you don't know.
Yeah.
That was into that song. Okay.
Second Ezra 13:4. And whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire. After this I beheld, and lo, there were gathered together a multitude of men out of the number.
Oh, what it said? Oh yeah, that voice was. You said it, huh? The voice was them lasers. Yeah, yeah.
That's why I expounded on I said it earlier.
All they burned that heard his voice, like as the earth faileth when it filleth fire. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the man that came out of the sea.
Yep, so go ahead. This is going to explain all that.
But
I'm going to explain it. It said to subdue the man that came out of the sea, which is basically the waters, really out of the people, but it's also out of the waters. They basically are coming up to fight against the Lord, man. That's why you got Independence Day. They're encouraging you to fight against the Most High and the Son, specifically our shot, which is stupid. But you're not gonna just, if you just see that shit, never watched a movie on it, you're gonna do what's naturally that you would naturally do, be terrified, man. Just like this whole education system was created based off of